Really, he doesn't have to chase because Jason can low-key teleport. So what are we supposed to do? Well, I got you. You see, I've played hours of the Friday the 13th video, and I consider that
What it is, guys? It's your boy BlastphamousHD, and as you guys already know, I am vehemently scared of most scary things. But being a black guy, I also feel like I can survive a good amount of horror films, as long as I didn't have to fight the thing. Today we're here to check out a video called Horror Movies I Could Easily Survive, Part 1 and 2, because Lord knows I need the advice. Let's do this.
You know, horror movies were a big part of my childhood. And not because I used to watch them. On the contrary, I used to avoid them at all costs. The jump scares, the gruesome kills, all of it terrifying to me. I was a scaredy cat, I'm not gonna lie. But I think what scared me the most back then was the fact that if I was in any of those movies, I would not survive. What is a 6-year-old gonna do against this? But now, as a full-fledged, grown 21-year-old, I actually believe I have a pretty good shot against most of these horror movies. And yeah, I said most of them. I'll be going over a few of the horror movies that I can survive easily, giving you my strategy and my thought process in the process, and some of the ones that I can't.
Nightmare on Elm Street, can't survive it.
So this movie's main villain is Freddy Krueger. And honestly, I wasn't that scared of Freddy growing up. Even though his powers are crazy, he just made me not want to eat pizza while watching his movies. His whole thing is killing people in their dreams, so you can imagine how difficult that would be to survive. Leading the victims in his movie to do crazy things to avoid dying to him. Pictures of coffee, caffeine pills, and all of it, of course, eventually fails. Most of the time, they end up developing this buddy system where they have to watch each other sleep. And honestly, that's the dumbest thing they could do. Because what if the other one falls asleep? You're done. Draw 2 for your mistake, buddy. They had it all wrong. I have 2 solutions for Freddy. First, the more difficult of the 2 is move out of Ohio, which when I say it out loud is not that hard because who wants to live in Ohio? And 2, the easier one in my opinion, which they should have been doing since the very first movie, I just simply won't sleep. I mean, the only way he could get me is if I'm dreaming. And if I just don't sleep, then he can never get me. It's simple. I don't sleep regardless, so if my life's on the line, I'ma definitely not sleep. Even if I somehow fall asleep, my dreams be weird as hell anyway, so he won't even know what the hell is going on. And worst case scenario, if Freddy's giving me the works in the dream world, I'll just pull him out of my dream and have someone with a shotgun there waiting for him. And if a shotgun don't work, then a shotgun with holy water. He not beating that. Now this one is the one that you guys are gonna underestimate. He's this hideous little leprechaun who has magical powers, and he'll come after you if you touch his gold. He has the ability to teleport, grant wishes, regenerate, and impersonate people's voices. And also, guns don't work on him. Like, look, 1, 2, 3, 4. His weaknesses vary from movie to movie. Sometimes it's a 4-leaf clover, sometimes it's a piece of metal, and sometimes it's a medallion. And you're probably thinking, just avoid the gold. Don't be silly. I need the gold, but I'm still surviving though. So here's the plan. I would take the gold back home after stumbling upon it in the woods, then place it into the basement that I do not have and put it in a safe. The leprechaun will obviously come by asking, where's me gold? Then I'll kick him into the safe and lock him in the safe. Now you're probably like, he's gonna break out. He has powers. Let me get to that, okay? That's not true, because before I went home, I picked up a 4-leaf clover that I found in the woods and I put it on top of the safe. Now I have a leprechaun in my possession and I could get him to grant any wish I want. I bet y'all forgot about that. He could grant wishes. It's literally that easy. Now I survived. Y'all cannot tell me that's not a W strategy. Go ahead, I got my ear to the mic. Say it, say it. Only thing is I gotta own that basement for the rest of my life, because if somebody moves that 4-leaf clover, it's done for me.
It's over. Halloween movie.
We know the villain of this movie, Michael Myers. You see, at first, I wasn't even gonna put him as a villain I could beat, because I thought he was immortal. Especially after what happened in Halloween Kills. He got jumped by the whole town. This woman even had what is that, a clothing iron? But then Halloween Ends came out. And that's when I realized Michael Myers is a fraud. He's just an extremely, and I mean extremely, durable old man. He's not immortal. He gets whooped by a random kid from the suburbs. Isn't this Michael Myers the same dude who took out a whole team of firefighters by himself? I'm not gonna act like the kid Corey killed him or something, but still, getting beat up by a kid, that's crazy. So yeah, as long as it's not the Halloween Kills Michael Myers or the 2007 Michael Myers, that dude was ruthless. I think I have a pretty good shot against Michael. Honestly, just set up a venue, bring Lori, bring the whole town of Haddonfield, and they can all just watch me beat up the boogeyman. Now, I could be a little smarty pants and say the original Friday the 13th is just Jason's mom, so I could just pull out a shotgun. But obviously, y'all want to hear about our boy Jason Voorhees. And Jason is this 6'5" man who's super durable. He has insane hunting skills, can crush someone's head with his bare hands, and unlike Michael, he runs. Like, yeah, he'll walk towards you to scare you for a while, but if he really just wants to kill you, he's gonna chase after you. And really, he doesn't have to chase because Jason can low-key teleport. So what are we supposed to do? Well, I got you. You see, I've played hours of the Friday the 13th video, and I consider that game pretty accurate to the movies. I know all of Jason's weaknesses. If I was at Camp Crystal Lake, I have the firecrackers, the flare gun, and the shotgun on deck. And even if I somehow die, I'll just come back as Tommy Jarvis. And after that, it's easy wins. Even if all that failed, I'll just escape like I do all the time in the game. The easiest method, just drive out. Just hop in, start the car. I can't drive. Yeah, I'll just shoot his mom.
Five Nights at Freddy's.
The new Five Nights at Freddy's movie. Now this one's a little tricky, because first of all, you're not dealing with your average Joes anymore, okay? These are ghosts, spirits, demons, controlling animatronics. Second of all, the setting, terrifying. A pizza place, let alone a Chuck E. Cheese style pizza place? Yeah, they definitely got the edge in that regard. And on top of all of that, it's 4 killers, not just one. So your awareness has to be on 1,000. Even though it hasn't come out yet, I'ma assume it's just like the game. And just like I said for Friday the 13th, while many people won't think they will survive, I will. I've watched plenty of Five Nights at Freddy's gameplay. I've watched all the game theory videos. All I'm missing is meeting the creator himself, Scott Coffin, and that can be arranged. Just hit me up. I know the animatronics better than they know themselves, honestly. Freddy, Bonnie, and Chica, they're not doing nothing to me. I'm keeping them doors closed. And Foxy, what is Foxy gonna do?
Where's Foxy? Oh, there he is.
No. Now I'm going to be very honest. I know it's the thumbnail, but I am not surviving a single Saw movie. I'm sorry. Literally every trap is almost impossible to survive. And what annoys me the most is that the creator of the games, he really thinks he's being fair. He thinks he's helping people appreciate life. That's that pain ideology. No, bro, you're just a murderer. Only a handful of people survive your movies. Out of like 100 people, and I would know. I watch kill count. I look at how unfair some of these traps are. The chain trap from Saw 3, bro, how is he gonna rip that out his lip? His jaw would come out. The carousel trap from Saw 6, they literally did not have a choice in the matter. It was up to one person to determine if they lived or not. Even the first trap that we saw in Saw 1, which was the bathroom trap, was unfair. If Jigsaw's whole ideology is everyone deserves a chance, and how come in the bathroom trap only one of them could survive? This man's a phony. I wouldn't be able to survive. I'm sorry. What would I even be in there for? Jaywalking, tax evasion, arson? None of that is a big deal. The only trap I could really see myself surviving is maybe the handbox trap from Saw 2. If you look behind her, there's a chair. I would use that chair to break the glass and take the syringe. Boom, 1,000 IQ.
I'll do that.
You see, I never watched this movie, but I did watch plenty of The Office and I played Fortnite, so I'm pretty sure I can figure it out. So here's the plan. I would have called out of work. I know, easy. Okay, I'll be realistic. If I was trapped in the office building with 80-something people and we were forced to do a battle royale, would I survive? Probably not. I don't think I could stab someone with a pair of scissors. I'm sorry. But I read up online, apparently the building had an armory for some reason. If there's an armory, then there's guns. And where there's guns, there's room for an American. This movie took place in Colombia, so they don't know anything about shooting guns. Me though, from the United States of America, I know everything about guns. I sleep with a shotgun under my pillow, a Glock in my sock, and an AK in my PJs. So when it comes to shooting people, yeah, I got it. I'm surviving Belko Experiment easily. As you guys saw though, there's only so many horror movies that I can't survive. I mean, realistically, I'm unbeatable, except if you're talking any paranormal. I'm not surviving any of the Conjurings, Insidious, none of that stuff. Keep them demons away. You know, horror movies are one of the most loved and hated forms of entertainment to exist. I mean, it makes sense. They're scary. They even scare me sometimes. But something we've all done while watching a horror movie, whether you love them or hate them, is think to ourselves, I think I could survive this. Matter of fact, I know I could survive this. Today, ladies and gentlemen, I'll be spinning the block on more horror movies I could for surely survive. And as usual, I'll be giving you guys my strategy, my game plan, my thought process. And obviously, some of the ones that I can't. First one up on the hit list is Ghostface from Scream. This dude is a pretty standard horror villain on the surface. A masked man with a knife, no superhuman abilities, and can be taken out the same way any other regular human can be taken out. A gun. Should be an easy one to deal with. But whoa. Slow your roll. What makes Ghostface such a special and popular killer is one, the whole "what's your favorite scary movie?" thing, and two, he doesn't work alone. Ghostface is two, sometimes even three people working together. That's usually the whole twist with his movies. Ghostface sometimes ends up being the love interest's parent, the love interest's dog. It could be anyone. You never know with this dude. And that means we have multiple killers on the loose, ladies and gentlemen, making this situation at the very least a 2v1 against me. What am I gonna do? Well, I could go one route and say these guys usually target specific people. So as long as I'm not near Sidney Prescott, Melissa Barrera, or Jenna Ortega, I should be good, but that would be boring. So let's just say Ghostface decides to target me because, I don't know, I accidentally ran over Ghost Dog's mama. What do I do then? And my answer to that might surprise you. They're literally human, minus him. Like, yeah, it's a 2 or 3v1, but if you watch any of these movies, you know against these guys, that's more than winnable. Like I said a second ago, they're gun level. And it doesn't help that they don't often make the smart decision. They always start off intimidating. A killer you could actually be afraid of. But as we get closer and closer to the identity reveal, it's like they're losing brain cells. They let certain people live, they start becoming clumsier. This is exactly why I told you to stay off that galaxy gas. And the dumbest thing they do is that since it's a personal beef, they always do this huge dramatic reveal to torment the victim or whatever. That's right, Derek. It was us. It was us all along. Shut up. These dudes are just an aggressive scam likely call. I ain't sweating it. Unless they pull a JJK and jump me, I'm winning.
Dang. Yeah, I don't know about this one, bro.
Pennywise, the killer demon clown. Now, a lot of y'all probably know this guy, and y'all know, unlike Ghostface, Pennywise has powers. He has the ability to create illusions, shapeshift, regenerate, and much, much more. He pretty much got the reality stone. And all this stuff on paper makes Pennywise an extremely formidable and difficult to beat opponent. Like, after watching him lose at the end of part 1 and seeing him come back at the start of part 2, you would think this dude is unbeatable. But we were wrong. We were all wrong, because all these reality warping powers Pennywise has all rely on one thing: fear. That's right. You gotta be scared of this dude for him to really do anything to you. So if you're not afraid of him, this dude is practically useless. I was never one to be afraid of clowns. Like, no joke, I've played Roblox games that scared me more. I just always thought they were too silly looking to be scared of them. And that's no diss at someone who scared them. Trust me, I got some strange things that scare me too. I'm just saying. Use a bit. Most I ever got to being scared of them was those 2016 clown sightings that were happening. And like even then, why I'm gonna be scared of a clown like staring at me from a distance? Clowns, what are you gonna do? Throw a freaking pie at me? So if you put me against a clown that relies on me being scared of him,
yeah, I'm not fighting it. I'm not doing it.
That's easy pickings. I mean, bro, you can practically bully this dude to death. A few mean words and he's out for the count. I grew up playing Prime COD, Prime 2K, and Prime GTA. So if it means survival, just know my slur bag run deep.
Don't lie. He ain't gonna make it. Maybe
before anyone says it, no, he does not use candy to kill people. I know, it would have been cool, I know. Candyman is this vengeful spirit with a hook for a hand that you can summon after saying his name 5 times in the mirror. So he's sort of like Bloody Mary, but instead of his name being Mary, he's a black dude. So there's gonna be people scared of him, ghost or not. Now, what makes Candyman so scary is a combination of things. First of all, the hook for the hand. On top of that, he can teleport, control bees, control minds, has an insanely deep voice, and scariest of all, he dwells in the projects. Now, I don't know if everyone watching this has a full understanding of how bad projects could get, especially here in the East Coast, but I do. In my city, there's plenty of projects. Now, I'm not from the projects. I live by a project, but I ain't from there. But what I can tell you from years of living near and watching and studying these things is that the projects are absolutely horrible. Am I lying though? Am I lying? Like, it may sound like I'm being rude, but even people from the projects don't want to be from the project.
I don't ever go back. I have gone back and I was robbed.
This is common knowledge. The conditions of those things are damn near inhospitable.
Roaches is bad.
Y'all like that word? Y'all like that word? And the projects in this movie are worse than the ones that I've been in. They only add to the horror. These projects look like they got people taking dumps in the stairwell, crackheads trying to make $1 in the elevator. The ones I've been in only got piss in the stairwells and a few crackheads. There's levels to this. So when you add this environment to his already insane array of abilities, especially the controlling bees thing, that's bad. This one seems rather difficult, but I assure you, this one is easy. I'ma just do what I did when I was a kid and people told me to say his name. Nothing. I ain't saying the dude's name 5 times in a mirror. I might do 4 just to pump fake it, but why would I ever do 5? That's ridiculous. Who in their right mind hears an urban legend about summoning a man with a hook for a hand who comes after you and thinks, well, I should probably do that. You gotta be off your rocker. I'm not saying the name. And I would love to do a scenario where I did summon him, but I just don't see myself surviving in that case. Cause it's not like you have to be from the projects for him to come after you. You could be in Cancun, but if you say this dude's name in the mirror 5 times, he's teleporting straight to you. You just got him a free vacation. I'm not messing with this dude, I'm sorry. He's just too dangerous. There was literally a scene in the movie where this little kid went to go use the bathroom, and this dude, I don't even want to say, this dude Candyman hibachi this little kid's Johnson. What was the reason? I'm good. Candyman is easy if I don't summon him. If I do summon him, I'm cooked. Like really, the only advantage you got against this dude is being a snow bunny. And I don't know if I could do that right now. In this one, we follow a crew of scientists aboard a spaceship who, after going to an unfamiliar planet, are infiltrated by an alien. And this ain't your usual alien. This isn't your gardener or barber or DoorDash driver. It's not Marvin or Roger from American Dad. No, these things are dark, scary, and contribute nothing to the economy. The Xenomorph, standing at 7 to 8 feet tall, bloodthirsty, insanely intelligent, extremely durable, and it got a mouth in its mouth. This thing is the real deal, and I'm stuck on a spaceship with it, with no place to run, barely any places to hide, and again, in the middle of space. Looks like I'm in a bit of a pickle now, doesn't it? But I just watched Alien Romulus the other day, and I learned a lot about our alien buddies over here. So while it may look like I'm in a tough situation, don't worry, Joe. I got this. So from what we know about these Xenomorphs is that they're nearly impossible to hurt. Things like regular guns and tools don't work on them at all. Something like a flamethrower could work for a little, but not enough to actually put the dude down. And while things like high caliber guns and explosives do work, I forgot to mention the Xenomorphs are like Magic Johnson in certain aspects. And it ain't the height, I'll tell you that much. They have highly acidic blood, so if you pierce their skin in any way, their blood is gonna start leaking everywhere and melting everything. So just like magic, we should probably avoid making this thing spill blood. So what am I gonna do? I can't burn this thing, I can't shoot it because of the ship, I can't blow it up. What do I have planned?
Foolish.
It's obvious. The only way to defeat this thing is to go back to its roots. You see, while they are aliens, Xenomorphs are still similar to us in one way. They have a weak baby form. Granted, it's a very messed up and dangerous looking baby, but it's still a weaker form. They start off as face huggers. These little crab spider things that hug your face, and in order to evolve into the big dangerous version of themselves that I'm currently stuck on a ship with, these face huggers must impregnate? What the? One of my crewmates. And right here, during this weird process, is where I strike. If you know me, you know I'm not one to gamble. I cut my losses. You could call me a quitter. So the second I see one of my crewmates getting his face hugged by one of these things and potentially jeopardizing the safety of everyone else on board, I don't know. That looks like a loss I'm gonna have to cut. I'm sorry, it's the truth. That's the only way to win in this scenario and make sure no other lives are lost. I'm gonna look at my other crewmates and pull a, I don't think he's gonna make it, guys.
Yeah, he'd have died in this one.
We gonna have to put him down. And proceed to eject him and that ugly baby out the airlock. And I already know some of y'all about to say this method was inhumane. And you're right, it wasn't humane. What you gonna do about it? We know who it is. One of the most popular villains in horror. You see his face at every Hot Topic and Spencer's. The killer doll, Charlie, Chucky. If you've been watching me for a while, you might already know I don't rock with dolls. And it all started with him. This dude had a chokehold on me my entire childhood. Like, I cannot stress this enough to you guys. This dude was my biggest fear. Anytime I would see this dude, he would have me sound like Courage the Cowardly Dog trying to speak. It was bad. Like back then, my top 3 was Chucky, Heights, and Presentations. That was an immovable top 3. And it was like this for years and years and years. Then one day I woke up and I realized this little is a doll, a 2-foot doll. I've literally been taller than him since I was like 3. Yet he had this insane grasp on my mind for so long, had me waking up from Tsukuyomi type nightmares. To answer the question, of course I'm whooping him. He's not Annabelle or Brahms or any other demon possessed doll. He's literally just a ginger killer baby who cracks jokes every now and then and knows voodoo. Literally a kick, a punch, a slap, anything will work against this dude. Maybe if I was 7 years old again, he would win because I was a huge, that thing girls keep me between their legs. But now, if I can't beat this little dude, tell my mama to disown me. I'm serious. Honestly, I'm so convinced I'm winning this. They could bring the whole army of Chuckies from the show, add Tiffany, and matter of fact, throw in one of them crackheads from the projects too. At least that'll give them some sort of win con. As you guys can see though, a whole year later and these horror villains are still not hanging with me. Except him though. He got it.
Yeah, I would have to say I'm not losing to Chucky the doll, but I'm probably gonna get cooked by It the Clown. Human clowns don't scare me, but the ones with mutant superpowers do. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to comment, like, and or subscribe. It's your boy BlastphamousHD. Twisms.